All right, let's see who joins. Hopefully you guys get notified. Hi guys. Hi Rebecca. Hopefully people get notified because sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Did you get notified? Hi Marcy. Were you the one I sent a reading to last night? Somebody named Marcy I sent a reading to. I don't know. I've been trying to get through my readings. That takes some time off. Get through some readings. So hopefully we get a good at least 20 in here because I know people do not get notified. So yeah, well, YouTube likes to play games, but you know what, you guys, not everybody is meant to watch my channel. So I'm not gonna be upset about it. It's the way it is. I'm coming around. Energetically, I'm coming around. I'm still kind of limiting how much work I'm doing. Okay, I'm healing some stuff myself, going through my own healing process. And, you know, I can feel like my physical body actually healing right now, too. So I just kind of take it easy. My work is shifting. Okay. I'm not really like doing the readings the same anymore. Like my readings have changed and shifted. My collective is going to be shifting, you guys, because I'm going to um, make it very clear that if you're in a pure obsession and just want to hear a fantasy story, please do not book with me at all, okay? Because I'm not accepting those bookings anymore at all. But if you want help, guidance, you know, some mentoring, that is what my work is going to turn into, is more like mentoring and helping you get out of what is chaining you back and holding you back, because that is what my work is around, okay? So if you do want to book with me, that is, you know, where my work is being shifted, is personal mentoring, more or less. I was considering starting like classes or something like that, possibly some with Divine Pisces as well, doing some mentoring on getting out of your chains that are holding you back in life and that sort of thing as well. So that's something I've talked about, because personal mentoring is a little more spendy, but I thought about doing some group mentoring too. So, you know, I feel like that's really important, is getting out of what's holding you back. I just get almost sickly feeling when I'm doing readings, when somebody's just obsessed for an answer to be self-numbed. Okay, I feel like I'm feeding addictive behavior and I feel like I'm being an enabler, and then in retrospect I feel like that I'm not doing work that is actually driving people up to where they need to be. Okay, you know, I've made it very clear that I strongly feel that Twin Flames has been made into a programming to keep people stuck. However, if you utilize it in a good way to see your shadow, to work through it and transmute the shadow and get out of the other side, out to the other side, that it is a good program for some of you to go through. However, now it's like, okay, this programming is getting seen for what it is, and it's time to expel this program and move on to the next stage for a lot of you, okay? So if people are still going to partake in that twin flame programming, I'm just going to advise you to not book with me unless you want to get out of it, okay? And grow as an individual, okay? So that's my recommendation. I'm going to make very clear. All right? Like Tammy there that just commented, she's one of my regulars, so she knows what I'm talking about. Okay? Also, you guys, the attacks on social media at me, Divine Pisces, Jupiter 1111, a few other of us truth speakers are just absolutely insanity. Okay, um, it's projection. We've been called spiritual narcissists today. Okay, let me make it clear what a spiritual narcissist is. Okay, a spiritual narcissist is somebody dressed in glitter, okay, sitting on YouTube or what have you, with their nails all done, okay, making bank, feeding off your wounds, okay? I don't do that. Okay, I trigger your wounds because we have to face the darks to get the light out, okay? I don't feed on your wounds, and I will not do that for money. I absolutely cannot do that for money because I feel absolutely shitty when I do. Okay, if I don't do it, I can't do it. So not even when I do it, because I can't do it. I feel shitty if I even remotely go there. Okay, so I will not prey on your wounded energy to line my wallet. Okay, so to call me a spiritual narcissist, that is absolutely insanity. Okay, whatever you want to think is fine, your free will. But look, to think that I'm sitting here on my public platforms and targeting you as an individual, okay, that is narcissism, okay? And not to mention that, to absolutely hate on me and to be that obsessed with me that you religiously follow all of my platforms just to watch with hate, that is mental illness. That is obsession, okay? And I would strongly suggest to get into a licensed therapist and get some help. All right. Because if I don't like somebody's platforms, I don't follow them. And I surely don't follow them to obsess with them. I had one that was even on my Patreon and messaged me how I'm so full of evil and I'm so mean and I'm so this and that. And they've been watching me for a year and I'm so mean. Well, why the fuck are you watching me? Okay, that's all I have to say. And I'm going to make that clear. Get the fuck off my platforms if you want to sit there and call me a motherfucking narcissist. Okay. And if I'm a narcissist because I am on the rise and I hold my strength and I don't give a shit if you're offended, so be it. Okay, not my problem. Your opinion of me is none of my business. I don't care. All right, so take your little opinion of me and put it somewhere else or go gossip with your girlfriends like a lot of women have been doing lately. Okay, because I don't care. All right, I won't accept it. I don't care. And if I'm mean for that, so be it. Okay, take your little shitty behavior somewhere else. I'm not enabling it. So I'm going to throw that out there. I don't tolerate it. You either want to grow or you don't. Okay? And a lot of us have worked very hard to grow out of our insecurities and to step in our own strength. And for those type of individuals to troll us with their little shitty remarks, simply trying to get a feed, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you to need to do that? Okay? Because I would really consider some therapy. That is mental illness, sickness, all the above, for real. Okay? And it's projection, 110%. And it's such a narcissistic comment to sit here on public platforms and tell us that. You're mean, you're targeting me. What the fuck? Am I calling your name out directly and pointing at you to target you with my truth and information that I'm teaching or giving out? You don't like it? Get off. That is, I don't know what to say. Mental illness, you guys. Come on, man. Come on, man. If you don't like it, like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to pacify you. And I sure as hell am not going to bow down to your shit. Okay? I'm not going to bow down to your shit. Okay? I'm not preying on anyone's wounded energy simply out of a rise or money or whatever. Okay? So if you think that, I don't know what to tell you. Okay? The upcoming few months, you guys, are going to be intense. Because there is a lot going on in this world that is going to be very triggering and very traumatizing. Okay? And I feel like that people in general are going to try to grab to somebody's leg that is not living in fear and try to fuck with them just to get a feed. That is not the way to get help. Okay? If you want to get help and you want to get out of living in fear and living in this low vibrational frequency, then ask for it. But I will tell you right now, it is going to require hard work. It is going to require facing your shadow. Okay? And it's not going to be easy. Okay? So to try to lash out at those of us who don't live in fear, who chose the upper hand in all of the shit that has gone on in the last couple years, that's not the way you're going to get out. It's not the way you're going to get out of your shadow. Okay? Women have been very hostile and I'm absolutely disgusted. Okay? I can feel energy. I can hear energy. I even get visions of people text messaging and gossiping about me. Okay? I'm not stupid. I don't care. I ignore it. But this is the shit people are wishing on me. And you want to call yourself divine feminines. What the fuck is that? Okay? I hope she gets fat. She's ugly. She's a bitch. She's mean. Just I hope she goes broke and loses everything. That's the kind of shit that I know people are wishing on me. Okay? I don't accept it, and I have protection beyond belief. My ancestrals and my lineage are right there, okay? And everything that you say or you try with me comes back at you tenfold, okay? You wish me to be fat. I hope you enjoy your extra 10 pounds, okay? Because I don't really care, and I will not accept the energy. Got it? I'm just going to leave it right there, okay? That is not a divine feminine. That is somebody who's very distorted and needs therapy, okay? Especially when you're trolling platforms and wishing it on a individual that you don't even know, because you don't know me, okay? And I don't care if you know me or not, because I owe no explanation for my personal life either, or who I am. There's a thing called boundaries, and this is a thing called get the fuck off my platforms, and there's a thing called mind your own business, okay? End of story. And I'm saying that in the sake of all other individuals that are in my position right now that are being targeted by other women who call themselves a divine feminine and wishing death and all this sickness on other women. That is absolute mental illness. Okay? All right. So, anyways, I'm going to leave that right there. And I do want the best for everyone, you guys. I do. But until I'm sitting here and directly saying your name and saying something mean to you, do not sit here and act like I am being mean, okay? Because that... No. No. And I will not apologize. I will not apologize for choosing myself, okay? I will not apologize for having boundaries. And I will not apologize for any of your problems. Okay? I mean, come on. If you want to talk narcissism, I don't know what to say. And let me make another thing clear. Narcissism, a little bit of it is okay. Okay? In the aspect that you're self-preserving, that you're protecting your energy, that you're choosing yourself. Like last week, my readings had to be late because we literally had a spiritual war going on in other realms, okay? That we were involved in fighting in, basically. And I was sick as hell, okay? I'm not going to apologize for being late on my readings for that. Some people got pissy and bitchy. I just refund them and that was it. Because if they don't have an understanding of not feeling well, then okay, I don't want to read you. Okay? I know a lot of you felt those shifts last week and they were intense, and this is what happened. Okay? Major blocks were removed. Okay? Essentially, there's fighting in the other realms going on. Okay? We all had to take some sacrifice here, in a sense, to get these blocks removed, to work through our wounds and heal so that we have more access to actually making shifts in this world that are going to be in a positive direction. And I am noticing these shifts already taking place, and it is so freaking amazing. Okay, your ancestors are there. They want to guide you. They want to help you. They're starting to get more free from blocks to come and help you and guide you if you accept that guidance and protection in your life. But I'll tell you right now, if you're going to be obsessed about a man coming to you with some vitamin D, then you're blocking it out. Okay, and if that offends you, that's not my problem. Okay, so it's there. The protection is there. It is very intense. Okay. Hi, Shelly. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, everybody. And so many of us are going to start meeting other people of like kind. Okay. I know in the next few weeks, I'll probably be meeting more people. Okay. I'm going to be doing some things here where I know I'm going to be meeting more people. I just feel it. Okay. It's just amazing. It's awesome, you guys. Like, these blocks are being removed. So true, authentic people that are ready to actually not just hate on each other and be jealous of each other, want to make these shifts and help reward each other and help uplift each other, which is what women should be doing. Okay. But look, I will call shit out and I'll speak truth. And you know what? Sometimes I have a vulgar sense of humor. I'm not sorry for it. It's how I am. Okay. And I'll just be clear, if all you are is obsessed with a man to come give you vitamin D, like, you have work to do, okay? So, Anoli, yes, I am down in Texas currently. Um, yes, I did move. Minnesota, I have not been in a few months yet. So right now I'm staying down in Texas. I still have my home up there though. Okay. So I'm not fitting in Minnesota anymore. It does not align with me energetically any longer. So it was time for me to find likewise people and just be in a more like free environment. The liberal states are just not for me. They do not match my frequency. So I was ready to move forward. All right. And I kept it very quiet that I decided to move forward because people like to send out energetic attacks and try to block paths. Okay. So if you are making plans to actually physically move or make a big shift in your life, don't talk about it. Okay. And don't post about it on social media because that sends out the algorithm to literally block your path. Okay. And people get mad, they get jealous, they purposely try to destruct your path, and we had enough blocks just trying to leave Minnesota. Okay, there was literally the night before we left, there was literally a thunderstorm just over our town with hail, kid you not. Okay, so we couldn't pack up my vehicle, and we drove out of the town, and just outside the town that was bright and sunny. So it was just like a storm right over my house. Okay. That's the kind of crap that happens when you're trying to move forward. So I really recommend not openly discussing your plans with people on social media because you guys, the green-eyed monsters hide in people closest to you sometimes. Okay. And unfortunately, so many people in our lives do not want to see us grow. They just want to point fingers at us and blame us for their problems and, try to destruct our paths because it makes them feel better for some sick reasoning. Okay, so, you know, those type of people you need to expel out of your life. And I feel like right now with these blocks being removed, those people will drop out of your life on their own. And I actually feel some of those people in this chat right now. So just know that I am aware you're in here. That is how energetically in tune I am. And I don't really care. So I'm not accepting your energy. Thank you for the donation, Megan. I appreciate the donation. So anyways, just know that sometimes the people closest to you guys do not have your best interest. Okay. And you're probably learning that. So a lot of you are learning lessons this past couple of weeks around sex and love, that sex is not love. So I was going to discuss that for a little bit. Okay. Sometimes men have a very lustful behavior, okay, and women do too, because women want attention. And sometimes I feel like women are looking at that sexual desire a man has for them as love, and then we get into some very toxic, obsessive behavior. Okay, so I was going to discuss that a little bit. Men have an animalistic like response to getting horny, okay, and they want to get that fulfilled. Like, oh my God, oh my God, I gotta get off. I gotta get off. Okay. So when women are like throwing themselves at them and like, oh yeah, let's fuck, whatever, a lot of these men are going to take that bait, you guys, and they're not emotionally invested like the woman is, because the woman's like opening their heart. Like, if a man has sex with me, you know, oh, just so in love and fairy tale. Okay, so that is what I want to discuss. I feel like a lot of you are expelling this wound right now. Okay, so you may feel the need to be celibate. And the reason why men do this, you guys, is because a lot of times they are using you for a checkout. They are using you simply to relieve that animalistic behavior of just getting off, okay, of breeding. And it gets so intense in them, the horny behavior, that they will look for the first thing to relieve themselves, even if it's not so um, healthy behavior, or it's not coming from a place of morals, okay? Because some of these men have no control over their dick, okay? And they take advantage of you. And then the woman opens up their heart. I'm not in California, I'm in Texas. So the woman opens up their heart, okay? And that just causes distortion because the man is not emotionally invested. Okay. So you may be expelling that wound and having a huge wake up call that perhaps a man you've been dealing with is not your divine counterpart, but somebody who's coming towards you just to relieve their sexual urges, okay? And their animalistic behaviors. And I do feel that men have the desire sometimes for more than one woman, okay? It's just kind of an animalistic thing as well. So I do feel a lot of you are working on that wound right now, expelling that. There's some issues with the sacral going on. Okay, so you may be expelling that programming, the lust versus love, the love versus lust type of thing, where you open up your heart space and it connects a cord to their sacral. So then they start preying on your heart space to get sex out of you. Okay, and let's make it clear, you're not a victim because you're allowing it. So it's up to you to back away and disconnect those cords. Okay. I can't remember what the other wound I was going to discuss was. That was the main one. Because I do feel like women have it, and men do it too. I feel like women use men too. And also, a man will literally inject their toxic energy in you as they dump in a relief. Okay? And then take your good energy in return and run off and go partake in their reality. Okay? If that's your story and you're not okay with it, I would recommend stop sleeping with that individual. Okay? Because men, well, women sometimes too, do that shit. So unless you're equally okay with having a friends with benefits connection without a result, if you're looking for love, I would let go of that behavior and I would recommend celibacy to clear out that energy. Okay? Because the minute you emotionally invest in a connection sexually, you are willingly taking on their emotional trauma, their emotional garbage. You're willingly being their relief. So that is up to you. If you want to be friends with benefits with zero emotional attachment, then you're likely not taking on as much as that garbage. But I know a lot of you are very sensitive and you're looking for love, and you feel like if you sleep with a man that you're going to get that love. Okay? And I do feel like collectively, you guys, the men that are rising are going through celibacy moments themselves right now. So they may be abstaining from having sex. And a lot of women are offended by this. Like, oh my God, he doesn't want me. He doesn't want me. When in actuality, you guys, this is part of the awakening process is the man does abstain from sex. Okay, for a little bit. I don't feel like withdrawing from sex or jerking off on a years on end basis is exactly healthy, because I feel like that is a control thing. But they may be trying to not look at you sexually and look at you a little bit more from emotion or from a more respectable place. So if that's your story too, please do not take offense if they will not sleep with you. Okay, because I do feel like this is part of awakening. Okay, so some of them want to come at you panting like horn dogs, and some of them are taking a break. If they have somebody else in their life right now and they're not willing to step away from it, unless you're okay with that, be done. Okay, be done. Because otherwise, they're just coming you to have fun, to compensate their lacking in their current relationship or their current circumstances, and literally having you be their secret little side girl. Okay, unless you're okay with that, like I said, be done. All right. A lot of women are, and men right now are being celibate. Okay. And I don't see this as a bad thing. So women also need to learn that sex is not love, because they're just as bad, some of you. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Well, the women are allowing them to be players, okay? Like, if you want to jump in the sack with a man that you know is emotionally unavailable, or if you want to jump in the sack with them the first night, I mean, by all means, women need to be more accountable for that behavior as well, okay? And I feel like women a lot of times want to sit in the victim mode and be like, oh my God, he used me. Oh my God, he's such a dick. Okay, so I feel like a lot of these men that are coming in that are real divine masculines, okay, they are not going to try to jump in the sack with you. And I feel like that is a test for you to have those boundaries, okay, and understand that that's not love to begin with. And if they were to jump in the sack with you right now and just do that kind of thing with you, that you'd probably be really triggered and feel used right away, okay, because they're not ready to invest in you yet. And I feel like these men that are rising and coming in, they're the real deal, and source is not going to allow you to repeat this cycle, okay. So some of you might be like, oh my God, he doesn't want to sleep with me. What a fucking dick. I'm not giving this new guy a chance. When in actuality, he's like working on his own morals and awakening and healing and coming in like a gentleman. Okay. So, and if you guys want to deal with the Matrix boy, which is somebody who is refusing to grow, refusing to rise up, that's your choice too. But do not think that all of them are going to awaken. They're not. I'm just going to be very clear about that. They're not. They're not all going to awaken. I mean, we're literally at the last judgment, you guys, okay? And there's not a lot of time left before the path you take is your official path and you're done, basically, okay? So they're not going to all awaken, okay? And they surely won't when you're obsessed and holding on to them so tightly, okay? Lionheart, you're both, okay? But you're a man. You likely have male body. You are a divine masculine, okay? All right. Yes, let them go because obsession is possession and obsession is going to start making people sick. That's why my work is shifting. And when obsessed women book with me, I can't hardly do the readings anymore because I feel like these obsessions are not getting fed because they're literally a mark of the beast, you guys. Obsessions are, okay? And they're not getting fed anymore. So I feel like that when people book with me obsessed, it like really like hooks to my energy and wants to feed on my energy. And I don't want to feed that. Okay. And most of all, I don't want to enable that because it feels wrong to me to enable obsessions. Okay. These obsessions need to die off because obsessions keep going because they're being fed by an outside source. Okay. And I'm not going to be the one to feed those. All right. Obsessions is not healthy, you guys, and it's distracting so many of you from your path. And if you want to know more about obsession, I have a video on my Patreon about obsession. Okay, so I've done some videos about that because obsessions are in all different kinds. Okay, we can have OCD tendencies or whatever. And also, you guys, I do feel that some of this trickery, like artificial intelligence stuff with these connections, some of that is dismantling right now. Okay, so more so than ever, you're going to start feeling and having an inner knowing if your connection is real or not. Because a lot of these connections have been so bullshit the whole time. Okay, and all this artificial stuff being ran behind them, creating delusions, fantasies, that's on the dismantle right now as well. Okay, so you may start not feeling the same about your connection anymore, or not feeling attracted anymore to this individual. Okay, you may look at them and be like, ugh, what was I thinking? That is a total matrix boy. Okay, that is totally somebody that is not my type anymore. Okay, and you're gonna be like, I'm done with that boy. Okay, because you're healing your inner masculine. That's why. Okay, and I feel like part of healing your inner masculine is the fact that you're healing your perception on sex and love as well. Your sacral healing is going to help your inner masculine, and then you're going to magnetically draw in your actual connection. But if you allow the energy of the old connection to still block you, then that other connection is being blocked out, right? Okay. So all these things, you guys, is why I feel the need to say my work is shifting. I've been healing myself. I'm seeing on an energetic level these blocks being removed to your paths and to our paths and to amazing great things that are coming forward. That it's time for me to switch more to a mentoring type of work to help you guys rise even more in your power. Okay. And anybody who's not ready for that is just simply going to fall out of my collective. So I feel like that I taught you guys love, I taught you guys more about that sort of thing, and now it's time to mentor into your empowerment, okay? And that's what I want. I want to see you guys happy. And if you want to get mad at me about it, then I want to ask you this. Are you happy today in the current moment? Are you empowered? Do you feel free? If it's no to those, then you have an issue and get off my channel, please. Okay? Because if you want to get mad at me over it, then that's an issue, a personal problem. Okay? Personal problem. Okay? And coming at me energetically with this hatred that I see clear as day, and texting and gossiping to your girlfriends on your phone that I see as well. Okay? That's not going to solve your problems. Okay? Neither is wishing death on me, fat, ugly, all those shit, acne, whatever you're wishing me. It's not going to work because a year ago I had to deal with bowing down to some people in my collective, you guys. And I looked like complete shit a year ago from it. I had acne and I had, less energy because I was giving my energy away to people in my collective. And I will never do it again. Okay? I will not do it again. And neither should you. And I'm not feeding your bullshit. If you're doing that, I'm not feeding your bullshit. It doesn't phase me. It's to the point where it's just like, I'm going to call it out though, because I'm not dealing with it. And I'm going to make it clear that if you can't handle what I talk about now, then get the hell off my shit. I don't consent to your energy, right? So you guys shouldn't either. If you have women doing that shit, that's not a divine feminine, and that's not how women empower one another. It's not. Okay? And I have a grandmother on the other side that is like a spiritual mentor in a sense. And I said, what do I do about these women? And she said, this is my grandma. Okay. Tell them to get fucked. That's exactly what I heard in my ear. Okay. So there you go. Okay. So I'm going to do a reading for the feminine, you guys, and see what you guys are dealing with or where you're at. I feel like a lot of you are dealing with what I just said. Okay. Sharon, yeah, that's jealousy because they chose the path of darkness, and honestly, the doors are closing to hopping over to the organic timeline of everything right now, okay? And then that was a choice that they made, and they're lashing out, they're running out of light, their demons aren't being fed anymore, okay? And so many of you embody so much light and so much beauty and that sort of thing that these women are like trying to leech on you. Okay, and that's why women are trolling my stuff here and trying to lash out. You're mean. You just no, get off, man. Okay, Matrix boys and girls, just I'm done. I'm done. Okay. Well, it's yeah, the Matrix feminine that thinks they're a divine goddess of some sort when they're out bullying people. I mean, that does not make sense. And that takes away from what we're trying to do in this world right now, because the divine feminine, you guys, is rising like hell right now. And the divine masculines are coming in, the real deal. Okay. So don't let this bother you. If you're dealing with that behavior, and like I said, I'm aware there's some in this chat that are in here just to linger. I'm actually seeing eyes going like that, okay? I don't care. And I will not accept your energy, and I don't consent to it. So there's your answer to your bullshit. I don't care. And you have a wonderful life, okay? And please, by all means, find some therapy instead of telling me that I am psycho, because I'm not fitting the narrative to your delusions, because that's literally what it is. That's literally what it is, you guys. Those of us on the rise, we're not fitting the narrative to their delusions, okay? And delusions are dismantling, okay? All right. All right. So I feel like a lot of you right now, the feminine watching or viewer, whichever you resonate, energies, so it does not really matter. I feel like some of you are getting, okay, what I'm getting a visual of is some of you are getting more communication from an actual masculine that is in their strength right now. Not a matrix boy that plays with their wiener and drinks Busch Light and does the same life every single day and calls that growth. Okay, I'm talking about real men. I feel like with the Eight of Wands, like there's some communication, there's like an energetic vibration here that you feel, there's energetic alignment, okay, because you're growing and a lot of you are stepping up out of the matrix. Nice girl, yeah. Well, you know what, triggers are what brings you up out of your, you know, wounded energy, and we've all experienced triggers, but you get to a point eventually where nothing triggers you anymore, okay? So if I trigger you and it helps you heal, then I'm happy to hear that, okay? So I feel like a lot of you are getting communication, you're possibly getting offers, maybe even, you know, gestures or that sort of thing, compliments I'm hearing. I feel like a lot of you have a new masculine on the line or a more improved masculine on the line. That's what I'm seeing right now. And like, I'm just getting a visual of some text messages being exchanged, you know, some conversations, possibly some flirting with somebody who is actually worth a tangible offer. Okay, that's kind of what I'm seeing. Because the blocks are being removed and these matrix boys are being pushed out of the way and these real divine masculines are coming in right now, right? That's what I'm seeing. Okay, so, but it is up to you guys to embrace these blocks being removed, because what I'm also seeing is that some of you have, you know, some obsessions or some toxic behavior or somebody from your past that you're still holding on to. And if you let that individual go, I do feel this will remove blocks, okay, to this manifestation that's coming in, okay? So, you guys are working on blocks. You guys are working on blocks, okay? What's blinding you is becoming more obvious. People that have been blinding you, people that have been distorting your visions, have been distorting your past, this is all coming to the surface. You are seeing the truth. You are seeing everything for what it is right now. The masculines are doing the same, you guys. The masculines are becoming more intuitive as well. The ones that are actually embracing their path and awakening and seeing, okay? I'm not talking about Matrix Boys, because Matrix Boys are no longer a part of my collective anymore. Like, that is getting shook out of it, okay? So I feel like right now you're working on your delusions. Everything's becoming more clear and more obvious in this world, things like that. You guys are not fearful anymore. A lot of you are letting go of fearful energies, of letting go of a Matrix Boy that was not awakening, because a lot of you do not feel the same about this person anymore. You just don't. You're just like, okay. It's like you woke up one day, this is what I'm saying. You woke up one day and you're like, my ex or whatever, they're not serving to my path anymore, and something doesn't make sense anymore, and this connection just is not attractive anymore to you, okay? Something just did not make sense. And a lot of the twin flame shit, it's like you're supposed to follow this narrative that's written out for you, and you're supposed to follow it and get your reward at the end. A lot of you are seeing that that is a little ridiculous as well, and is feeding on your childhood trauma, like the 5D babies and all that weird shit. Okay, so I feel like a lot of you are waking up to all of this stuff, and you just had a moment of clarity one day, and you're like, aha, this does not make sense to me. This is weird. Okay, that's kind of what I'm seeing right now. Okay, like, um, I'm also feeling a lot of you are going to unfollow a lot of readers on YouTube now, possibly, or a lot of things on Instagram. Okay, you're going to get less attacks here, because literally there was literally an energetic war last week that removed a lot of these blocks. There was work that I did energetically, and I don't always talk about everything I do, that was very painful, you guys, that was removing a lot of this crap that's in our way of our paths right now. And that was removed last week. And a lot of you went through a period of repent yourself last week that made you see, that helped you see reality. Okay, so it's like the ladies here went to repent last week as well, and you had to go there to see reality, to see that maybe you're in a delusion, or you're kind of obsessing about something here that's not coming to reality. Okay, so it's like something happened here. You went through some darkness soul this last week, and now the blocks have been removed so you can see. Okay, twin flame teachings, you guys, if you want to talk about spiritual narcissist, like I got called twice today, go watch that, okay? Because I don't promote that. No, I'm not here. I'm not an actress, okay? Anybody who has met me in person, which I've met a few of my following, they're like, you're exactly the same as you are in your channel. Yes, I am, okay? And they can feel my energy. They can feel I'm authentic, okay? I'm not here acting. Okay, and I know there's some people that are my friends that are in this chat right now, because I can see your energy, that know me in person, that will vouch for you for that. I am the exact same here and in person. Okay, somebody who's like got their nails done and like acting and stuff and preying on your wounds for money, that to me is deceiving. That's spiritual nurture. Okay. So you meet me in person, I'm gonna cuss like a sailor. Okay. I make sexual jokes because that's how I am. I always make sexual jokes. That's just me. Okay. All the time. I have a very masculine personality. Okay. It's just me. Okay. And to sit here and act for you guys, I'm not gonna do it. I had to act for a little bit just to get monetized because I swear too much. They didn't want to monetize me. But as soon as that was over, I was done with that shit. Okay, so there is collective purging. Yeah, there was blocks removed, you guys, that were blocking us from seeing reality. Okay. I am authentic. And when people are like, oh, Kayla's a narcissist, it's like, okay, you either don't know me or you're just straight up targeting or you're jealous or all the above. Like, I don't know. Whatever. Okay. It's stupid. And I know a lot of you in here are dealing with that right now as we speak. Okay. And a lot of you are going to start feeling more energy. You're going to start wanting to engage in more healthy behavior. Okay. I feel like a lot of you are going to start working out and eating healthier as well because these blocks have been removed that are driving you to addictions, that are driving you to obsessions. Like these blocks have literally been removed. Okay. So I feel like you're going to start losing weight. You're not going to accept this toxic energy from other women trying to manifest you to get fat and unhealthy for their own selfish benefit. Okay. So a lot of you are going to be on a better path right now, and you're actually going to do it for you, not like I'm going to work out and I'm going to change my appearance for a man, but for you. Okay, for you. And it's like a lot of you realize that you were waiting and waiting and longing and waiting, and it was blinding you. So it's like something happens, like, ta-da, I see. That's what happened. Like, I see. It's like the rose-colored glasses came off overnight, and you're seeing the reality. And this is what's going to happen. We have a new moon coming up, I believe tomorrow. Okay, beautiful things are coming your way if you accept it. But if you're going to be a negative Nelly, like, oh, yeah, right, blah, 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 or engage in toxic behavior, then you're not accepting it. Okay? That is a choice that is ultimately up to you. And so many people are slaving in this world and sitting there and waiting and waiting and waiting for an excuse or the right timing to get out of that. When why? Because you're not taking enough risk. Like with everything going on in this world, oh, as soon as they want to give me the thing in my arm, then I'll make a change. Really? It has to take that extremes. Okay? A lot of people said that about face diapers. When they start making me wear a face diaper at work, I will not do that. And they did anyway. So to sit there and make excuses, to not change and to not shift and to not embrace what the gifts that are being given to us right now because you have 101 excuses is allowing yourself to be wounded and fed on. That's all it's doing. Okay? It's allowing yourself to be overpowered by the higher force that's behind everything going on. Okay? Or, if you're going to obsess about a matrix boy who's not shifting, then you're giving your power to the matrix boy. You're giving your power away willingly. And then you give yourself reasons why you can't move forward. Well, I have a spiritual contract with him. No, you don't. You have no contract. You have no obligation. The only thing stopping you is yourself. Okay, so I feel like these blocks recently got removed. And you're seeing this for what it is. And you're realizing that you were deceived, right? Yeah, you guys are seeing the deception. Seeing the deception. And I don't know what your guys' goal is in this world right now, but I tell you what my goal is to have freedom for my children. Okay? Freedom for myself and live by example so I can free my children. Okay? Not free a matrix boy that doesn't care, that is comfortable in the matrix. Okay? So that is up to you. But I feel like that if you obsess about a matrix boy, and I'm going to make this clear as well, if you obsess about a man that's emotionally unavailable and you give everything to that man, that it just eats it up and doesn't come to you, that you're taking away from your precious little babies if you have children. Okay? So next time you look at those children in the eyes, just know that everything that you're working for is so you can rise and set that example for your babies. Okay? Whether you're alone, whether you're in a connection with somebody or not, that's what you're doing all this for. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, don't waste it. I feel like if you sit in these connections of blessing much longer, you guys, it's going to actually consume you, and if it's going to be a bit too late to get out of it. Okay? So I know somebody said that I don't give people hope. Well, I just plant the seeds. I can't tell them what to do. I can't tell them what to do. Okay? I can't fix it for them. I can't do it for them. And you guys, I don't have to give you hope because so many of you have shown me. You've shown me your rise. You've shown me yourself. Okay? I don't need to sit here and be like, oh, I have all this hope for you, because you've shown me. You've shown me yourself. Like, there's no reason for that. Okay? Old habits die hard. Old habits die hard. And a lot of women use these connections as a way to self-numb themselves from reality. Okay, so I'm going to throw that out there as well. You guys are learning the truth behind unconditional love this last couple weeks. That's what I feel right now. And a lot of you, you're following a path from childhood that is expiring. Does that make sense? We're following paths. We have been following paths that have been infected by a lot of different institutions that are behind the scenes infecting the nuclear families, infecting everything right now. And I also did a video on Patreon about this stuff, if infection in a nuclear family, that we're dismantling right now so we can free our lineage from this infection. Okay, let's be honest, you guys. What's going on in this world right now, that is infection, and it's not right, and it's not okay. Okay, you shouldn't have to live in misery. You shouldn't have to live in pain. You shouldn't have to live a miserable life. Okay, and then have guilt trip behind it for not participating. And you sure as hell shouldn't have to put chemicals and bullshit in your mouth and swallow it, and put, jabs in your arm of any sort to be a human being. Okay? This is all deception, and we're all learning this. And somebody who's spiritual is not going to engage in this stuff, because we start to know and we see the reality of what's going on behind that. And that is where false spirituality comes in. Okay? Right? You guys are. You're breaking generational curses that are in everybody's lineage. Nobody's lineage is exempt from this shit. These institutions have infected everybody's lineage. But it is up to you to free yourself. Heather, yes. About religion, yes. Yes, like literally when you wake up, you literally fall apart and you go back to, almost being a toddler or an infant, and it's like you regrow from that point. Yes. You have to relearn life, re-see life without these toxic institutions infecting you. And when I tried to break free from everything, I had everybody around me trying to poke at me, trying to be sly and sneaky and try to make jabs like, oh, are you smart enough to homeschool your children? What program are they using? Okay, the fact that you have to ask what program they're using is a good indication that it is programming, it is brainwashing, right? Listen to the language. Programming. What program are your children using? That's that is like a listen to it. And when you're enlightened and awakened to that, you see the wording. It's right there in the wording. What infection is in this world right now? Okay, I don't have to say it. Yeah, and they get angry for you waking up, and then they get defensive, you guys. And it's been installed in our DNA to defend these institutions, to get mad at anybody enlightened, to target them, okay, to report them for not engaging in infection. It's been installed in our DNA to do that, to defend the infection, okay, in everything. So my experience is that when I pointed things out to people and they're like, oh, I don't think so. Oh, that's not true. Not my kid's school because, like I've said before, the Walmart on the south end of town is better than the one on the north end of town when it's the same Walmart. Okay. All these programs stem from the same thing. And it's literally installed in our DNA to defend it. So that's why people look at me and they're like, oh, you're just a fat bitch. You're just a bitch. You're just mean, da da da. Because they're trying to defend this toxic shit. That's why. Okay. So I'm going to see what's going on with the masculine. And I've had people like try harder to prove to me that the infection is healthy. And they just dig their own holes. So I don't even bother with it, I've had it under my comments, Heather, so I was just giving an example, okay? Because I used to be like 300 pounds, so people like to poke at that wound, okay? And the AI likes to send out shit to poke at that wound, but that was quite a while ago. I was called a fat bitch. It was on my channel. I'm pretty sure it's people that know me. All right. Yeah, that's just that, you guys, and everything going on in this world is just feeding on our childhood trauma. It's all it is. I mean, it's sad, but it's true. It's true. And they're going to sit there and laugh at me. Conspiracy theorist. As they're wounded with the face diaper on. So don't even give me that. Okay? It's just like, You guys go watch Divine Pisces channel today because she actually wore a face diaper as a joke in the beginning of her video. Because, okay. Like, so what I'm picking up with the masculines, you guys, the real ones, because I'm asking to please channel the energy of the ones awakening and coming forward, okay? And I do feel they're a little bit slow with everything going on right now. But I feel like that a lot of them have outside obligations or other things going on in their life that they are kind of dealing with at this time. I feel like a lot of them are occupied with like work or, just other things right now. So they may be a bit quiet. I also feel like a lot of them are discovering their own identity at this time as well. Okay. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you for the compliments. I started taking more vitamin D. Not literally like vitamin D like I joke about, okay? Like getting the vitamin D, but taking supplements. And it's helping my energy and vitamin B12. Okay, so I really recommend it. Yeah, this masculine is dealing with conflicts in their life right now. Okay, obstacles, things like that. So that's why they're a little bit slow moving. I feel like they're getting back to their roots, you guys, like rediscovering their identity. Okay, it's a bit conflicting. So it's more or less like a battle inside themselves at this time. Okay, so they may be a bit withdrawn right now. Or for some of you, this boy is manifesting in, okay? This sexy divine masculine is manifesting in. So, take it as it resonates for you. But if you're dealing with a matrix boy and they're not growing, this probably isn't for you, okay? Because I'm trying to weed out the matrix stuff out of my collective so we can actually see some growth here, okay? So I feel like a lot of them, like they're getting out of some sort of dark night of the soul right now. There's divine Pisces, okay? They're getting out of some dark night of the soul. They're dealing with some triggers. They're working through their triggers, you guys. They're working through their conflicting energies, okay, that sort of thing. But I feel like you know what? This divine masculine, who is a real divine masculine, they're not going to dump it on you. Okay, they're not going to come in and try to use you or get sex out of you or trigger you to dump on you or, you know, whatever. I feel like they're kind of dealing with this on their own. Okay. But I feel like there's light at the end of the tunnel here, and I feel like they're rising. They're just working through their obstacles, and they are starting to energetically align with you. Okay. Yeah, Divine Pisces, I know, because YouTube is so sweet, aren't they? So cute. Oh, by the way, I got 2 things off my Amazon wish list yesterday, you guys. I got a handbag, or no, and like a backpack that I didn't even know was on there, but I love it. And then what was the other thing I got? Oh, some protection sprays. So thank you to whoever sent that, because there wasn't any little paper in there. Yeah, I feel like they're dealing with some triggers with the 5 of Cups here, but they're changing. There's transformation. I feel a transformation energy here. Okay, I feel like that they're dealing with some sadness, but this masculine is not going to dump it on you guys. So you probably don't even feel it. You're probably like, oh, they don't care about me. They're not coming in, because they're not actually dumping on you. They're not actually coming in to trigger you or like mess with you. That's what I'm feeling right now. And for some of you, this is like a friend or something like that they have in your life. I'm seeing that. A lot of you are going to be really surprised if you have a masculine come in. It's going to be somebody that you don't expect. That's what I've been feeling for a while. And what I feel the need to say with the Judgment and the Moon card, you guys, what I heard was allow Spirit, allow God, Source, whatever you want to call it, to deal with this. Okay, don't worry about it. Don't obsess about it. Don't get back to those old toxic behaviors about it. Just step back and leave it be and let them work with Source and the line. I'm getting a visual of crown chakras that are very wide open on these masculines that I'm seeing right now, and they are connecting and aligning with Source here. I do see that. Okay, so they're working through their own illusions, you guys. Source is showing them the path. I feel like these masculines' third eyes and crowns are opening up. I feel like that they're starting to see the deception and the infection that's going on in this world right now, because that is what true awakening is. You start seeing all that crap. Okay, it's not that love and life, love and light. Be positive and ignore all your wounds and just be positive and jump over the hurdles and you win that way. No, that's not how you, that's false light shit. This one here is seeing the distortions and illusions in this world right now. Okay, like Source is definitely working with them, and they're like listening to their intuition, they're feeling their intuition, they're recognizing toxic behavior, they're recognizing good in people, that sort of thing. So it's like they're aligning with their intuition. Oh, Eloise, good for you. That is awesome. Just stay positive about it. Keep an open mind, you guys, because I know some of you know this person already, and you're going to go, oh, they're not my type, because you still are sitting in a bit of a wounded energy, right? So I feel like you know this individual. Some of you do. But you're going to find every excuse why this person is not your type, because you're still holding on to a toxic matrix boy. That's why. Okay? A not so divine matrix boy. That's why. Okay? So until you let go of the not so divine matrix boy that has another life or has another woman or has another man, or, you know, if you're dealing with a woman, whatever your story is, or it's just toxic or whatever, Source is trying to pull you away from those connections right now. Okay? And until you let that go, you're not going to allow this to come in, because you're going to be like, oh no, they're not my type, they're toxic, this and that, when actually they're not. And Source isn't going to allow you to have this gift either, if you're going to be toxic yourself, right? Okay. So, you know, embrace the awakening process that some of these connections have offered you, and embrace the light you have found in the process. But if they don't want to shift and change, then by all means, give yourself the gift of letting go, because that is what Source is trying to tell you right now. That is what's going on. Okay. Because these men are coming in. They are. I do feel like these masculines I'm seeing here with the Hierophant, they want to come from a place of morals, respect. They want to respect your boundaries, okay? Um, they're being pushed to learn boundaries. They're being pushed to learn morals and respect. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, and I feel like that they want to be successful with whatever they're doing, however they come in towards you. Okay, and I feel like this masculine here is definitely like work oriented or wanting to be more like stable is what I'm hearing, more like manly, alpha male type of energy, not coming in just to leech on you and suck your money dry or use you. Okay, that's not what I'm feeling. And I got an itch in my right ear. Somebody's right ear is itching. Okay. But they want to work with you. They want to align with you. Okay. And I feel kind of a withdrawn energy because they're not ready to approach you yet. There's some karmic energy on both ends here that need to be wrapped up and put to rest here before this can come into alignment. Okay. Yeah. This is a soul connection. Okay. And they want to be a gentleman. That's what I'm seeing. If you're emotionally detached, I would recommend staying emotionally detached until you start seeing some action, because bullshit walks. That's all I got to say. Somebody that loves you unconditionally, you guys, is not going to come in and just give you vitamin D and run. Is not going to keep you your dirty little secret. Is not going to use you just for your money. Is not going to use you just for something to do when they're bored. Okay? Is not going to just treat you like a doormat. Okay? They're not. However, I feel like this energy is getting mistaken from some of the matrix boy habits because you're comparing, because this person's a bit withdrawn right now because they're learning yet and they don't know how to approach you. And I feel like you're like, oh yeah, that asshole, he's just like the other one, fuck it, that's what I'm seeing. But in actuality, source is like trying to stop you from repeating toxic cycles. Okay, so whether this is a matrix boy who's currently rising or a new connection, I feel like source is not letting you repeat toxic cycles at all. At all. Okay. Yeah. This masculine is working on, toxicity, ending their own toxic cycles, because some of them have toxic cycles, toxic habits. And what I feel I need to say, you guys feminine that are watching, it's really none of your business what they're doing right now. Okay? Don't be like paranoid. What are they doing? What are they doing? Who are they with? Because that's toxic cycles too. That's repetitive toxic cycles too. Because that's not allowing the toxic cycles to end. And you want to bring trust into this connection, and you want to bring new energy into this connection. You don't want to sit in this, old energy, right? Have vitamin P. Women are just as toxic as men sometimes with that shit. Like, if they don't get laid or get some dick, they think that, the man doesn't love them and they run. I mean, there's two sides to that coin. There's two sides to it. So collective energy, working through fears. And a lot of you need to work through this abandonment issue, work through your illusions, okay? And understand that you are protected. Accept that protection. Accept that you are getting guidance from your ancestors right now. Accept that these blocks have been removed. Divine Pisces. Yeah, well, there's some women out there that are like that. And I know they are. If they're not getting some D, they're not loved. And that's an absolute lie. They have to accept that there's some men out there that are growing past that behavior as well. But if they won't grow past it, then how are these men going to? They're going to just draw in somebody that's whipping their D out, and that's all they want. And they're going to cry because they're not getting it. Okay, John, I almost choked on my drink. Okay. Fantasy football. God damn it. Don't even go there. It's so fucking stupid. Jack would tease him so bad about that crap. Okay? So bad. Okay, whatever floats your boat. Before you guys communicate, okay, contemplate on what you're saying. Are you repeating cycles? Okay. Some of you feminine have to be like, this twin flame programming really distorted shit for people. And some of you have to like consciously be aware of how you're communicating. Okay. Because I feel like the twin flame shit, it just promoted obsessive, toxic behavior for so many people. Okay, and that's why I'm dismantling that shit. If you want to believe in twin flames, I don't care what you believe in. It's just words to me anymore. But the programming on itself has promoted toxic behavior that a lot of you are still shedding. So it's almost like you have to think twice. If you have kids with somebody, I would recommend having kind of an emotional detachment and do not feed toxic waste. Okay. It's kind of a tough one when you have children, okay, and it's really sucks when all this infection like literally like dismantles nuclear families anyway. So even when people are split, they can't get along because it's pushed to not get along. It's pushed to hate each other, to be like at each other. It's pushed to not want the other one happy because they're not happy, and you know, it's pushed to sit in a victim consciousness. All this is infection that's promoted from these institutions. Okay. So I'm not saying that people, can't split from someone if they're not happy. That's not what I'm saying. But part of the nuclear family is getting along. It's community, you guys. Family doesn't even have to be blood. It's literally community. That's what love is. That's what family is. It's community. Okay? So don't think that as it has to be your blood or it has to be that it's, or, whatever. Yes, it can be done. Karmic energy can be cleared. So when people call people karmics, that energy can be cleared. It can be cleared. Forgiveness is key. Love is key. Understanding. Okay? And I know some very toxic exes that have learned this last year how to get along. I've learned that. I've seen it. Well, I've not learned it. Yeah, I've learned it too. I've learned myself, but it has to be a mutual reciprocation, because some people want to come in and want you to get along with them, but they're still toxic themselves and they want to repeat their bullshit and play games. That's not what I'm talking about. Okay, it needs to be a mutual thing, because there's some people that come in and be like, oh, speak for yourself, something like that, when in actuality they still have conditions behind their love for you and they're not wanting to come to that agreement. So literally the infection has to be expelled on both sides. Both sides have to recognize their toxic cycles. And we're in a world right now where it's pointing fingers. It's your fault. It's your fault. You need to change. I'm perfect. You need to change. That's the kind of world we're in. And that's why a lot of people are just stepping back and letting things play out on their own right now. Okay? Because that is just toxic. There's a lot of people out there that think they're pure and perfect, and then everyone else is infected. Okay? And that's a problem. There's two sides to every coin. And once you detach those individuals that do that, this is going to be like, oh, you're a narcissist, you're selfish because you decided to choose yourself, that sort of thing. Those individuals will come out of the woodwork and their truth will prevail. Okay? And I know this for a fact because I've been slandered all over the internet by people, and it's ridiculous. And you'd be surprised who is close to you has no shame in slandering you and trying to destruct you openly, just for a rise in pure sick satisfaction. Okay? It's disgusting. And that's what happens when you step back and choose yourself. The truth shows. Holding a grudge is like a really tough one, because Heather, when you hold a grudge, you allow a cord in you and you allow that control. Okay. And speaking of that, what do you need to release right now to let go of something? What do you need to release to embrace this new moon in the upcoming next couple days, or what it's tomorrow, right? What do you need to release right now to embrace your new start? Who do you need to release? What do you need to release? What is infected around you? What cycles are infected that you're holding on to that you need to release right now, right? And you can't be a healthy parent, or it's not as easy to be a healthy parent if you're still holding on to your toxic shit. Okay, I have children that are very well behaved. Okay, they're loving, they have so much love for people, they have understanding, but they also stand in their power, and they don't let anybody cord them, mess with them, steal their power away, infect them, because I allow them to be free, and I don't infect them. And that is the secret to raising good children, honestly. It really is to not forcefully program them or infect them against their will. Because I feel like that we're in a society right now where it's promoted to infect them forcefully and tell them to make the best of that, and programming and manipulating and brainwashing children to be okay with being programmed and infected by this sick, icky shit in this world. Okay? And to take that stinky thing in the arm as an easy way out to get out of this mess when it's not. And people I love took that thing in the arm, and now I have to watch them deteriorate from it. And that there is going to be the hardest obstacle for all of us to embrace in the upcoming next few years, is watching humanity willingly decay in front of our eyes, and learn to shut off that empath side, and learn to step in our power, and learn to accept that that was the choice they made. Okay? That is hard. But my job as a mother is to protect my children from that shit and to keep going. Okay, so I can lay this foundation out for them. And it's just sad that we have to watch people we love accept this infection out of the name of fear. When we try to warn them, we try to awaken them, they called us psycho, they called us nuts, they told us to go to the nut house and all this crap. Okay, it's just really hard to see that, but there's nothing we can do about it other than accept. There's nothing. And the sad part is that we have to watch children be sacrificed as well in the process. So be strong, you guys. Be strong. Yep, you have to accept their choice. To watch children be sacrificed like this is absolutely disgust, because as parents, we're setting example for our babies. And we're trying to expel infection. We're trying to own up to this infection. We're trying to get rid of this infection. And I have, since day one, kept my children away from as much infected shit as possible. And I got so much grief for it, as if I was the worst parent in the world, because people are so defensive about that shit. So defensive about these institutions infecting us. They're so freaking defensive. But I don't regret one bit of fighting it for my children. I don't. And I will never go back to allowing somebody to tell me that I'm doing wrong. Never again. And one day they're gonna say to themselves, if they haven't already, she was right. Okay? So these individuals that are doing that crap, like, they're gonna see that you were right. And the proof is in my children, because my children are so full of love and light, but they protect their energy. Okay? My 1-year-old, you cannot court her. She will not allow it. And she's the type of child that she's so vibrant that you have to let her be free. Okay, you have to. And she's so full of that inner ancient wisdom, you guys, that she just naturally knows her boundaries. She naturally is very smart. Like everything is coming out of her. It's really unbelievable what is already naturally in her DNA. That girl is just so bright. So she doesn't need to be programmed. She doesn't need to be infected. And I feel like that child, if I put her in infection, that she would get very defiant and then they would diagnose her with behavioral problems and stuff. Okay, that's what happens, you know, when our ancient wisdom and our natural DNA and our natural abilities are fucked with. Okay, then all of a sudden everybody's sick, has ADHD, has these behavioral issues, all that stuff, and then they want to pill us up and inject us full of garbage. Okay, that's what happens, and that's what happens to our children. And a lot of gifted children are diagnosed with ADHD, they're diagnosed with ODD, and whatever other diagnosis, behavioral issue they can come up with out there, you know, to cover their destruction of these children's ancient wisdom and trying to program them to be good little slaves and all that crap. Okay, it's really disgusting. So, and my children don't, they won't wear a face mask. They will rip them off right in public if they have to wear one. No, they won't do it. So I'm not gonna make them. I'm not going to condition my children to be infected. That's not gonna fucking happen. That's where I stop right there. No, I won't either. That's why my children aren't going on an airplane, because our amazing president thinks it needs to be a law to have a diaper on the fucking plane. Okay, no, I'm not doing that to my babies. It's sick. And then there's people like, you won't wear a diaper to save my life? No, because it doesn't work anyways. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And the main thing I learned during all this is to don't do shit for other people. Okay? They cannot be around you. Dementia. Yeah, I Yes, he is played with a joystick. Once people realize this, wake up. Wake up to what's running this world. Hello. He doesn't know he's live, I disagree. And people are like, he's so full of love. He's done so much amazing things. And I'm like, what did he do? And they don't have an answer for me. They never do. Nobody has an answer for me. You're nuts. You're psycho. That's the answers I get. I'm like, okay, I just asked you what he's done for you, and you tell me I'm psycho. That's your reply? Okay. Then you don't have an answer. People are just so full of fear. It's unreal. And fear is the real illness here, you guys. And, you know, it just is. Yes, people are telling them what to do. Okay, they have a remote and they're like clicking, you know, like, oh, let's program, you know, 240 whatever programming, and he gets up and does it. Okay, don't get me started. Politics is just a stage at this point. You know, I don't know if I believe that those executed stories either, you guys. I think that's all distraction. QAnon is distraction. A lot of it is, anyways. I don't really believe that right now, but I do believe their souls are stolen from them, and I do believe they are ran with an entity. Yes. Um, I don't fully believe all those um, conspiracy things, because there's a lot of people in this world, you guys, that are soulless. Okay, but they're still there in a physical form, but it's like there's nothing else, you know. So call them what you want, but I think old Bitey's still alive. I don't know. I don't really go along with that lizard crap either. It's all about programming and mind control and brainwashing and distortions and that sort of thing. I feel like a lot of things in this world are just straight up distraction. Okay, straight up distraction. The star seeds, that to me is distraction at this point. The reptiles, I do believe there's interdimensional beings and that sort of thing, but a lot of this stuff is just to distract you off yourself and distract off reality. And it truly is what's in front of you today that matters the most. Otherwise, you guys will lose yourself. Okay, you really will lose yourself. You'll go so far down the rabbit hole that you will lose your identity, and that's what they want you to do. Okay, so they present a programming for every single angle of belief systems out there. So you get distracted and you go down the rabbit hole and you don't save yourself. Do you get what I'm saying? I hope you guys really take that serious because that is what's going on. Everything, everything has a program for it to distract you off yourself. There's a rabbit hole for everything. Well, he's still existing, Linda. I'm going to tell you that for a fact. Okay, he still exists. So you may want to check on that a little bit because he's still there. Okay, so his soul, however, is taken. Yes. Yes, a lot of people are walking around soulless. If you think about it, Linda, is anybody really president? Not really. Because you are the owner of yourself at the end of the day, and that's what we're trying to get to. The election shit, the everything is distraction right now. That's why I don't even watch politics. No, he's not, Linda. He's not. Okay. He's working on something else. And actually Trump is exposing more right now if you've been reading anything. There's exposure happening, but in actuality, you guys, just do you and don't even watch that crap because that's just as much as of infection as everything else in distraction. But it is up to you if you want to be a part of that. I don't care. I'm just going to say the truth. It's all illusion, yes, every bit of it. And that's what awakening is seeing all this. Is seeing all of this as illusion. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, who gives a shit? Because we're going to start new. I'm not going to partake in this illusion of whatever's going on. It's not my problem and not my reality. So if you want to partake in it, that's fine. You'll lose yourself in the process. You will lose yourself. Yeah. Um, the matrix is still there. I mean, it's a matter of seeing and knowing and not letting it own you. Does that make sense? Don't let it own you. Don't let it cord you and run you and distract you. Because like I said, every single thing out there has a program behind it to get you to bow down and lose yourself in the process. As far as who's actual president, it doesn't even matter right now. It does not matter. It's illusion. It just doesn't. I don't idol Trump anyways. I really don't. He's just a distraction too at this point. I mean, yeah, he's exposing crap and stuff like that, but he's not my idol. Okay? So anyway, politics just drives me nuts because look what's going on in this world. Like, we need to focus on other things, obviously, and not play chess with politics. Because that's what it's a freaking chess game, and it's annoying. No one's gonna come save you. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with is the control there, but it's a matter of you letting go of that control because that control is optional. You guys, that control is optional. All of it is optional. You do not have to participate in the illusion of this optional bullshit. Okay? And I probably should just shut my mouth about that, but that's up to you. Do your homework. Do your homework. And trust your gut instinct on that. But certain lineages are not free from this, and certain lineages have the option to be free. That is totally on an individual basis, but yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna get off here, guys, because I have a phone call I need to make, and I gotta do a couple private readings tonight. So thank you for the donations. I appreciate it, you guys. And I'll let you know when I open up bookings again. I have like some stuff going on in that upcoming few days and stuff. So I will let you know, but just know that my work is shifting more to like a mentoring, um, guidance, and it's going to be for those who truly want to rise and get out of this infected shit, get out of the swamp, whatever you want to call it. That's what my work is going towards. And I told them, Divine Pisces, that we talked about like doing a class, like a group class of mentoring. Like we talked about that. So that's something we could talk about as well. Yeah, I really like it here. It's such a blessing to be able to experience like being more outdoor, more nature, and being able to clear my energy better and being able to read better, because where I was at before was just not like that. Like I said, I just energetically don't vibrate anymore with where I was before. So it was time for something new. We could do a manifesting workshop. But if I do one-on-one mentoring, that's going to be more spendy. So I thought maybe a group one with Divine Pisces would be less spendy, you guys, depending on how much interest we get. Okay, we could do like an hour thing or whatever. Our manifestations, you guys, they're on fire unless you're obsessed with them, then they're not going to happen. That's the power of manifestation. Okay, you can't be obsessed with the manifestation. And this chat felt a lot more clear tonight, you guys, so that's awesome. So I'm seeing growth, I'm feeling growth. Okay, there was like very little toxic energy, but also people that want to throw around toxic energy, they're losing their power anyway. So I feel like that's part of it too. But yeah, that's awesome. So that's really good that you guys are growing. It's awesome. It's great. Okay. So I'm gonna get off here and go make a phone call and eat dinner, I guess. Okay, much love your way, you guys. Thank you for the donations. I appreciate it so much. And I'll let you know when I open up readings again. Okay, and we also discussed merchandise as well, with some of our cool sayings like the tower to the balls and all that good stuff. Okay, so stay tuned for that as well, because that would be so funny. It is. It's really like humid, you guys, but I'm used to that because up in Minnesota it's actually really humid too. So I'm used to it. So it doesn't really bother me, but it's humid, it gets hot, and then the electricity went out for like 12 hours the other night, and that kind of sucked. But there's going to be a lot of electric outages, I feel, yet this summer. So, and I feel like there's going to be, I know I've said this before, but like they're going to try to have food ration type shit this fall. I feel that too. Trying to force the thing in the arm for school is something I feel. Um, I'm picking up a lot of shit in another lockdown. I can't stop it, obviously, for you guys, but it's not my lockdown. I don't participate in that. Nope, I don't consent. So don't consent. But something's got to give, because people in America are not rising enough. They're just sitting here taking it, and I don't get it. I don't get it. I am so stubborn that I've been cutting my own hair because I won't sit in a salon with a face diaper on. Okay, that's how stubborn I am, because I will not obey to this shit. I won't. And they want to sit there and do that? No. Mm-mm. Nope. So I'm going to leave it right there, you guys. Okay, have a good night. Bye bye.